Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Code. I'm wanting you to get another time travel tennis tournament. We are doing the modern men's qualification for the Grand Men Tour. We're in Madrid. We're doing the clay court. And 16 of these 48 gentlemen will be going to the Grand Men Tour, representing their group and playing some great tennis. Now, of course, there's six men's tournaments. Times 16 is 96. So, we'll have 96 guys. The ladies, we had only four tours, but we put 24 ladies per tour to make it 96 and make sure that it's equal. Now, there are some men who are actually both here in the modern and part of the 2020. Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal, Marian Cilic, excuse me. Among others, they are seeded. They are in the round of 32 for sure, but they can double qualify for both 2020 and the modern. But there would be a ideal that maybe they'll just take the 2020 thing and then let someone else from the modern take over in essence. So that's what we are planning to do here. So the top 16 seeds in the modern guys are in the round of 32 guaranteed because they just need to win one match to move on. Some of them will double qualify, but there will probably be some guys who might get another chance per se. So we're going to be doing our how many, eight is it? No, how many? Yeah, it's eight, right? Yeah, it's eight wildcard matches. So first of all, we are going to do a Battle of Spain. The Battle of Spain. Albert Costa and David Ferrer. Powerful Spaniards. So we are guaranteed a fourth Spaniard in this round of 16. Costa winning the U.S. Pro in Indianapolis. Powerful round of 16. Sorry, it was in Boston. He beat Malavi, Cilic, Haas, and Corton. So he will face off against his fellow Frenchman, Spaniard, Ferrer. He won the Monte Carlo Open in week 8 after beating Novak, Hewitt, Nalbandian, and Ferrero and Mantilla. So he had to face two straight Spaniards. He was actually down 2 sets to none to Mantilla. Everyone thought he was going to move on automatically in this tournament, but no. So Ferrer and Costa both won tournaments to get in automatically. Here we go.
Quiet please. Costa to serve. First game. Play.
Got it.
Love 15. Out. 15 all. 30-15. Out. 40-15. Out. Game Costa. First game.
$10.
15 love. 15 all. Out. 15-30. Out. 15-40. Out. Game Costa. Costa leads 2 games to love. First set. 15 love. 30 love. 40 love. Out. Out. Game Costa. Costa leads 3 games to love, first set.
Costa looking pretty good at 3-0. Will it be enough? It will be enough. Costa sends Ferrer packing. Ferrer, I believe, lost in 2020 as well. So Costa wins 6-3, 7-6. A big win for him. And the youngster Ferrer must be upset. Costa will now face Andre Agassi in the round of 16, if you must know. All right, next up we have Pat Rafter and Malavi Washington. Both these guys have faced each other. This is the rubber match. This is only the third guy Malavi that Rafter's faced 3 times. He's faced Ten Hinman and Todd Martin 4 times. He's never won a title. He's been to the semis in Montreal and Tokyo. Went to second in Stockholm Syndrome. He beat Unquist 10-minute for Dasco to get the final against Albanian, but blew it down, lost the tiebreak 7-6, 11 points. So Pat Rafter will now take on Malavi, who also hasn't won anything. This is the 5th guy he's faced 3 times. Andy Murray, Wayne Ferreira, Tim Henman, and Rafa Nadal. Lots of a couple of semis in clay court in Indy and New South Wales. Went to the finals in Belgium in week 5. He beat Yuri. He beat Juan Carlos Ferrero at number 48. Layden and Marenka, but lost to Nadal. So who will win this match?
Quiet plays Washington to serve, first game. Play. Out. Love 15. Love 30. Fifteen 30. Thirty all. 40 30. Out. Out. Game Washington. First game.
So,
15 love. 30 love. 40 love. Game Rafter. 1 game all, first set. Out. 15 love. 'Out. 15 all. 15-30. 30 all. 40-30. Game, Washington. Washington leads 2 games to 1, first set.
Malachi up 2-1, so this could be a big win for him. And it will be. I actually was shocked. I thought Malachi was going to lose the Rafter. Malachi, who shockingly got to the 96 Wimbledon final, beat Pat Rafter, who got to a few Wimbledon finals. I think he lost, one to Goran. He did. Malachi was actually the second last guy asked into the 48-man tournament, and Malachi beats Rafter 7-6, 6-7, 7-6. It was tough, but Malachi Washington sends Patrick Rafter moving, and Malachi will now have to face Tim Henman. So, that was huge. Was it Malachi who beat Henman for a trip to the Wimbledon final 96? I can't remember. Anyway, let's go to another matchup of non-Spaniards. Coria and Ferreira. Argentina versus South Africa. If this was rugby, this would be huge, but this is tennis. Both guys have won a match title. Coria won in Spain, in Barcelona. Yeah, in Barcelona. He beat Corda, Verdasco, Corda, and Beresugudi. He beat 2 Spaniards to get this trip. Wayne Ferreira, the South African, winning New South Wales in week 37, got to Australia in the quarterfinals, which was a shock because South Africa and tennis don't really mix. South Africa in golf do. Regardless, in Australia, he was ranked number 50. He beat Beresugudi. Then he beat touchdown Tommy Haas in 4 sets. Then he took down Kiefer in 4 before Layden Hewitt, the hometown hero, beat him. But his momentum worked out. He beat Wawrinka, he beat Baghdadis, he beat Malachi, and then he beat Peter Korda in a tough 5-setter to qualify for this tournament no matter what.
Quiet plays Ferreira to serve. First game. Play. Love 15. 15 all. 30-15. 30 all. 30-40. Game, Coria. First game. (15) love. 30 love.
Out.
40 love. Game, Coria. Coria leads 2 games to love, first set. (15) love. 15 all. 30-15. 40-15. Game, Ferreira. Coria leads 2-1, first set.
Well, anyway, Korea up 2-1. Can he take down the South African? Apparently he can. Korea wins 6-4, 6-4. Ferreira tries, he might, just couldn't do it. Can't be like Kevin Anderson and represent South Africa in the Grand Man Tour. Korea will win, but he will have to face Michael Chang to get his spot. Yeah, yeah, three of the last four wildcard matchups are going to have Spaniards. They wanted to, they're going to end with Mantilla Bruguera, so they're going to bump up Novak and Martin. That's not Novak Djokovic, it's Yuri Novak. Nevertheless, the second last non-Spaniard matchup will be Gilles Simon and Greg Rutsetsky. Sorry, but Greg Rutsetsky, I have a bad taste in my mouth for that bastard because he abandoned Canada. He was doing decent for Canada, and then he decided to go to Britain and be the great British hope. But it wasn't. It was Tim Henman. I mean, Canadian, yeah, Canadian men aren't really that great, except for when Milos Raonic stepped on the plate. Gilles Simon won in Tokyo, week 32. He beat Krickstein, Johansson, Safin, Rafter, and Unquist to make this tournament automatically. I know Greg Rutsetsky really hasn't done much. He's only 10-20. He did make three quarterfinals. He made the in Auckland, London, and New South Wales. He did do fine in Australia, but in England he embarrassed himself at the London Championships. He beat Albanian Tipsarevic, but lost to Wawrinka. And then he lost to Merit Safin first round in Bristol. And then at Wimbledon, he lost to Krickstein, for God's sakes. In Canada, when he came back to Montreal, where he was born, he beat Medvedev, but lost to Malvi Washington, and the fans cheered. And he was pissed off. At the London Cup, he lost to Quarton. Australia, he did beat Pierlin and Federer to get into face Agassi and got beaten by him in 4 sets. He did make the semis in Auckland, beating Philippoussis and Ivanisevic, but lost to Todd Martin. And surprisingly, did not get to the Masters. Well, week 40. That was the one that was getting him into the tournament. I mean, anyway, but yeah, Rosetsky was given the last spot. I think as a joke.
Quiet please. Rosetsky to serve. First game. Play.
Benedict Arnold will serve first.
Out. 15 love. Out. 15 all. 15-30. 30 all. Out. 40-30. Out. Deuce. Advantage. Rosetsky. Game. Rosetsky. First game. Out. Love 15. Out. 15 all. Out. Out. 30-15. Out. 40-15. Game. Simon. 1 game all. First set.
One through 8 minutes. Okay, we'll do a third one.
Out. Love 15. Out. 15 all. Out. 30, 15. Out. 30 all. Out. Out. 30, 40. Out. Out. Game, Simon. Simon leads 2 games to 1, first set.
Moon up 2-1. Now the question is, does he have it? He does. 6375, and Ritsetsky is OUT. No chance, buddy. No chance. Then I don't remember Mary Pierce qualified for the ladies. I don't know. I have to find that out. I don't think she did. I don't see Mary Pierce's name on the ladies card, but okay. So yeah, she's a Benedict Arnold too. So Simone will face Jim Courier. I think Rosetsky was going to get beaten by Courier. So they decided to move Novak versus Martin to second to the next one. So Yuri Novak, weird name because you know Novak Djokovic's in this group. He will face Todd Martin. He's won a tournament. He won the Cincinnati Open in week 25 from the 30 slot. He beat Medvedev, Wawrinka, Martin, Safin, and Forget to get in automatically. And Todd Martin also has won a tournament. He won the Auckland Open, the second last tournament to automatically qualify in week 39. He beat Lubitsch, Rafter, Ritsetsky, and then Johansson in the final to automatically qualify.
Quiet please. Novak to serve. First game.
And I don't
Play.
think Yuri Novak would face Novak Djokovic if he wins. I think that's been decided. I don't know.
15 love. Out. 15 all. Out. 30, 15. Forty, 15. Out. 40, 30. Out. Game, Novak. First game. Out. 15 love. Out. 30 love. Out. 30, 15. Thirty all. Out. 40, 30. Deuce. Out. Out. Advantage, Martin. Out. Deuce. Advantage, Martin. Game, Martin. 1 game all, first set.
One through 11 minutes. Power play. And it will be Yuri Novak, not Novak Djokovic, who beats Tom Martin 6-4, 6-3. So Martin is out the door. Yuri will have to face Rafa, as the other Novak Djokovic will have to wait a little bit to find out at number 6 to see who he faces. But Yuri Novak will have to face Nadal. So it's Novak versus Nadal, but not the right one. As Alex Correia will now have to deal with Goran Ivanisevic, who was one of the last 8 guys to be in without a title, but Goran trying to do everything. Like the last 8 guys, like only one of them have won out of 7, and that's Malvai Washington today. Goran will have to take down Correia. Correia won in Geneva. Excuse me, I burped. Won in Geneva, week 28. On clay court when he beat Volkov, Onquist, Malafai, Bersuguti, and Haas to get in automatically. Griffith, Gornevich, lots of quarters. Only one time past the quarterfinals, and that was in Switzerland. He beat Reels, Ferreira, Philippoussis, and Novak before losing the touchdown Tommy Haas.
Quiet
Then he took
plays,
down Correia
Ivanisevic to
and
serve. First
quieted the
game.
Spanish crowd.
Play.
We shall see.
15 love. 30 love. Out. 40 love. 40-15. Out. Game, Ivanisevic. First game. Fifteen love. 30 love. Out. 40 love. Out. 40-15. Game, Correia. 1 game all, first set. Out. Out. Love 15. Out. Love 30. 15-30. 30 all.
Out. Out.
30, 40. Game, Korea. Korea leads 2-1, first set.
Croatia. Can he ruin Goran's switch? I mean, he's an icon, Goran is. 3-time Wimbledon finalist in the 90s. And it will be an embarrassment for Goran. He loses 6-3, 6-4. So Croatia makes the Spanish fans happy, and Goran just can't believe it. I mean, it was a random draw for what surface, and it was clay. So Malavi Washington's the only one of the non-winners, I guess, to win a trip to the next round. Croatia will now take on Novak. Two more Spaniards. Carlos Moya will have to take on Thomas Muster, who's a pretty good player in his own right. Muster won the Torneo International in Italia, week 16, in Florence. He beat Rios, Kortin, Henman, Novak, and Medvedev, all in straight sets. Well, of course, the finals are best 3 of 5 sets for the guys. Everything's 2 out of 3. So he did his job. Carlos Moya, he won in clay court in Indy. He got to the quarters in France on clay. He beat Juan Carlos Ferreira and then had a tough time with Kiefer, going to 5 sets. Then beat Magnus Norman in 4, but lost to Rafa in 3 because Rafa is king on clay. But in Indy on clay, he beat Blake Corton, Krickstein, Melvine, and Croatia. So that's what he does. So who wins this one?
Quiet please. Moya to serve. First game. Play.
Yeah.
Out.
15 love.
Out.
30 love. 40 love. Game, Moya. First game.
Oh, that was quick.
Love 15. 15 all. 30 15. 40 15.
Out.
40 30.
Out.
Game, Muster. 1 game all, first set. Love 15. 15 all. 15 30. 15 40. 30 40. Deuce. Advantage, Moya.
Out.
Game, Moya. Moya leads 2-1, first set.
Moya is trying to ruin things for Booster. And in the end, he did. 6-3, 4-6, 7-6. So Booster falls flat. A lot of people said, well, you're going to see like 9 or 10 Spaniards qualifying. So I think that's 6 matches with a Spaniard, right? In the thing, right? Because JC Ferraro for Dasco, so that's 2. Costa 3, Courage 4, Moya 5, Nadal 6, and Mentella Bruguera. So that's 7. So 7 Spaniards. The only problem is there's no all Spanish matchups, right? No. There's going to be 7 matchups with a Spaniard. They're going to have to figure out what to do. You can't have 7 matches on Friday. So it is the Battle of Spain between Mentella and Bruguera, both winning a title. Mentella winning in Italia, week 14. Doing well in the Grand Slams, getting to a few round 16s. But yeah, he won in Roma, beating Lubitich, Nalbandian, Moya Costa, and Magnus Norman to get there. And Bruguera, his fellow Spaniard, won the German Open in week 13. Also on clay, being Costa, Correa, Corda, and then Mentilla, but Mentilla injured himself. It was 1-1, but then Mentilla injured himself. So that's why he lost.
Quiet plays Bruguera to serve. First game.
Because it's
Play.
Spain on Spain, I'm going to just autoplay. And it's Bruguera who sends Mentilla packing without Mentilla injuring himself. So Bruguera wins 6-2, 3-6, 6-2, and gets Marin Cilic in the next round. So, yeah, look at the right side of the bracket. You have 5 Spaniards and 2 on the left side. The question on everyone's lips will be, what Spanish matchup will be forced on the sideline? They want to have 6 matchups on Friday and leave Spain with like 6 matchups with Spain on Friday, 5 and 5. So 5-5-6. There are 6 matchups on the left side. I think they're going to go 6-4-6 though. Honestly, every matchup on the left side of the bracket, Federer's bracket, that doesn't have a Spaniard. JC Ferrero has to face Safin, and Verdasco has to face Davydenko. I think they said that they'll have those 6 matchups on Wednesday, and then it will be 4 matchups on Thursday, 6 on Friday. So I think they're going to go 6-4-6. But a question. So I think what they'll do is I think they're going to for Costa's matchup on to Thursday. I think, right? Yes. Yeah, they said that Costa will face Agassi on Thursday. Yeah, so Costa versus Agassi, Henman versus Malvine, Correa, Chain, and Courier Simone will be on Thursday. So Costa gets thrown to Thursday against Agassi because the bottom 2 groups have a potential Spain versus Spain. So Correa, if he beats Novak and Moya beats Layden, that's a matchup there. And then 2 Spaniards in bracket 8, Bruguera and Nadal, could face each other. So that's what they'll do. They're going to force Costa to play on Thursday. So what will happen is on the left side of the bracket, every matchup except for Ferrero and Verdasco, because they're Spaniards, will be played on Wednesday. The Ferrero and Verdasco matchups will be on Friday. They forced Costa to play Agassi on Thursday alongside Henman versus Malvai, Chain Correa, and Simone Courier. And then the bottom section on the right, Friday, Correa, Moya, Bruguera, and Nadal, they'll play Friday with Ferrero and Verdasco. So yeah, so Costa will be Thursday. So we got ourselves a 6-4-6 situation here. Yeah, they said, could we see 7 Spaniards out of 16? Well, I wouldn't put it past JC Ferrero. Safin is a tough guy. Verdasco, I think, can beat Davydenko. Costa will have a tough time against Agassi. Correa might have a tough time against Novak. Moya, I think, could beat Hewitt. I think Hewitt is beatable by Moya. Bruguera could beat Cilic, who knows? And Rafa will definitely beat Yuri Novak. But for Federer, Nadal, and Cilic, and Wawrinka for that matter. Oh yeah, Wawrinka. You have four guys who could potentially double qualify from the 2020 group and the modern. Of course, based off of performance, will be what happened. Like in the 2020, and Nadal Federer and Nadal both were top three, so they would be seeded in the Grand Men's Tour. Like if Cilic or Wawrinka get in the top three, then it doesn't matter. Then then they'll do the modern, and then they'll drop their 2020 spots to someone else. That's what I think. But Federer and Nadal, well, Nadal's already a 1-6. So basically, I think the modern Nadal will be taken out, and they'll find somebody else. That's what I'm guessing. Federer doesn't have to play Nadal. He's the 1 seed. Nadal's the 2 seed. But Federer's already qualified. But Federer took third. So technically, if Federer gets to the final, that improves that mark. And the 2020 guy. But then that actually screws up because 13 to 18 would be Federer. I think they would have to find someone else. But it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. We will. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond and I hiccuped and I will say I do. I do.